We have a problem. There is a terrible thing going on out there, and if you can believe it, it's happening on the internet. It may be the only thing ever bad to happen on the internet, and it is misinformation. So I'm here to clear things up. I'm here to help people out, and I'm here to help people decide for themselves. Over the years of manga collecting, I have had many things told to me that was not great advice. And I see these things being told to you, the people, and they are still being told to me to this day. So here are the 5 worst pieces of advice for manga collecting. Number 1, the first piece of bad advice is always judge a book by its cover. Now we know the reverse of that. Never judge a book by its cover. This is people saying always, usually, generally judge a manga by its cover. Now art is subjective, so this varies person to person. So there is ugly manga covers out there. There's ugly manga spines out there. And inside of them are wonderful stories which will blow your mind and you will really, really enjoy. Now, is this an exact science? Of course not. One example that comes to mind are isekais. We got isekai, 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 isekai. These are generally covers that if I just seen in a lineup, I'd be like, man, these must be all isekais. But I have read plenty of them with covers that look similar or almost exactly like an isekai would look like. But yet, it turns out to be a nice slice of life or something random, and I missed out. Judge a book by its cover to a certain extent. At least come into the middle ground here. Use some more knowledge and thought before you just blow something off. But also use that knowledge and thought you have for what you tend to gravitate towards or like, if that's what you're specifically looking for. But generally it requires a tad bit more knowledge. Number dos. This one bugs me. I still see this all the time, whether it's a person who is new to manga, new to collecting, or a veteran. And that piece of advice is only buy individual volumes one by one, which means you buy one at a time over and over and over and over and over again. You never buy 2, you never buy 3, you never buy 4, you never buy a bundle of them on sale, and you certainly don't buy any kind, no matter what, box set. No, no, no. Only one at a time. And why that's such bad thinking and bad advice is because I'm assuming when these are said, they're only coming from one spectrum. And it might be just if you're trying something out or you're on a budget, something like that. There are times buying one at a time is fine. But in general, if you just have that one mindset, you're gonna miss out. My collection was not bought one at a time. And if I did that, I would have spent thousands of more dollars. Now, I don't mean you read a volume 1 and you go, it's a 6 out of 10. Let me just go buy the next 30 volumes. No. If you want to do that, fine, but that's not what I'm talking about. Now, there are some series where I read volume 1 and I knew 100% that even if every single volume after it was a 6 out of 10, I would enjoy this series. So I bought as much as I could find. And in doing that, I saved a lot of money. This is advice to help you save money. It is okay to buy a bundle. It is okay to buy a used set. It is okay to buy more than one thing at a time. And it has a higher chance of failing if you are ready. Number 3. This one I will say has gone down, at least as far as I can tell, being spread around. And sadly and unfortunately, I still see it to this day. I will say, however, if you're in the right communities with the right people and things, it is infinitely less than it used to be. And that is any version of store your manga any way you like. It does not matter. Or it's just a book. You can't take it with you when you die. So just throw it on the shelf, stick it in a shoebox, rip it up and throw it into a glass bottle, chuck it in the ocean so someone else can read it on a deserted island 30 years later. It doesn't matter. Well, I'm here to tell you that it does. Now, I'm not debating this is all just stuff and you can't take it with you when you die. Of course. I'm going to have the world's biggest manga casket that they're going to build out of my collection and lower me in. But please, don't listen to that advice. Storing your manga properly matters. And there's plenty of ways to do it. And I'm not going to get into every single way because it's not that video. Take care of your possessions. It matters. Do you want to sell this someday? Do you want to pass it on someday? Do you want to give it to a library or a Goodwill or something someday? Something outside of just throwing it in the trash? You're going to want it in good shape. Now, they're books. You can't protect them from deteriorating. You're not Mother Nature. You don't have that control, but you can prolong their life and their quality in many different ways. Number 4. This is probably one of the bigger, if not the biggest one, because this gets integrated with so many conversations all around the internet and in person every single day. There are versions of this bad advice happening everywhere. And I mean everywhere. I think I see it every single day. Only buy popular or trendy series. Disregard anything that's lesser known. And let me tell you, that is just appallingly terrible. That is advice that you should run away from as fast as you can. There are some things that are so popular that apparently everyone loves just because you see everybody gushing about it, but you will go to read it and it's meh. I read so many things that get hyped and they are meh meh meh. Don't be afraid to explore. There is so much manga out there that you will never be able to just read it all. So you need to reach out and find what you like. It's gonna feel like some days that every single person is telling you to read One Piece, read Attack on Titan, read Berserk over and over and over again. And yes, many of these series are great and awesome to a majority of people even. But you do not have to just listen to people like me and go, well, the Manga Sloth is hyping up this manga. I guess I gotta go try it. I guess I gotta go buy it. And then you don't like it. Give it a little try online. Read a couple chapters. When you're seeing the next new thing getting hyped and popular, make sure you treat it the same way as if you were personally on your own looking for a new series or wanting to try something different. Approach it that way so that you can absorb and you can like it, because no matter what, not everyone will love everything. Bad advice number 5 is ignore condition, only care about the price and if it's cheap. That's terrible advice. This in some ways connects to other points that I've said, but these are things we buy and like and even cherish in some cases. Look for good quality manga. Now, there is plenty of instances where you will want to buy used manga, and you may be okay with dings, dents, and scratches. I know I am, but there gets to be a point where you will have to care, and you will have to figure out your threshold. Do you need that volume 2 of a manga? Well, this one right here is $20, but it's ripped in half completely. This one over here has some dings, dents, and scratches and is $80. And this one over here is mint and is $150. It's the same as everything else in the world. Condition matters. You don't want to be flipping through your book and all the pages come out, or you figure out later you saved 55 cents buying the used one and it's covered in stickers and inside is colored and has Sharpie all over it, and you miss out on the full experience of the manga because it's so damaged. I want you to save money. I make videos to try to help you save money all the time. So when someone ever says just go for the cheaper one. It's only a book. Just get the cheap damaged used manga. It's a couple dollars cheaper, blah blah blah. If you need to save money and you want it, do it and be happy with your purchase. But it's always worth the paid a couple extra pennies for the one that's not all ding dent, damaged, ripped up, covered in stickers, drawn in and slobbered and covered in cat pee. Let me know if you have succumbed to any of these, or you hear or see any of these terrible pieces of advice floating around, or what's the worst advice you've ever seen. Let me know down in the comments, and I will see you all next time.